This time on a truly perilous gadget show.
Go, 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 go!
Find out what Jason sounds like after a bike crash. During an epic race against Bentley's latest tech-packed car.
John's joined by a former member of a hacking group to reveal how to stay safe online.
Almost every single online activity that you do opens you up to a new way of being hacked.
Plus, Otis in the UK,
Like it.
and UA in the USA, learning how 3D printing is changing our lives and our bodies.
You can now create your own body parts.
So I'd stay put if I were you.
First, though, it's Gadget Help, the part of the show where we offer tech assistance to a viewer in need. This is Lee, a funeral director from Solihull. He wants our help creating his very own gadget-filled man cave.
Hey, Lee.
How you doing?
Come sit down, join us.
Come on in.
How are things? What's your issue?
Well, I've just bought a new house.
Congrats.
Thank you very much. It's got an awesome cellar,
Nice.
but I want to turn it into a man cave.
Yes.
So what are you going to say, wine then? Man cave, that's what we do, isn't it?
So what kind of budget have we got?
There's £500 for the item today.
I'm going to take this one first,
I think you
if
should.
you don't mind.
Yeah.
That's how sure I am. This way, Lee.
Looking forward to it.
See you in a bit.
Yes, I've lined up a stonker for Lee's man cave. A £490 high-speed ping-pong serving humanoid robot. What's not to love?
It looks awesome. I'm intrigued to see how it's going to play out, though.
Yeah. As a smart man would. So if we go over to this side, it's remote control, obviously. If you'd like to pick up that bat, make sure our robot is on. Here we go. It's all you, mate. That's
All
it.
me.
All you have to do is return the ball. The practice partner can be programmed to serve between 25 and 80 balls a minute, and its robot hips can rotate to change the direction of each ball.
At first, I was really sceptical. I saw it and thought, there's only one thing it can do, but it's actually really, really good. It's good the way it goes from side to side.
Yes, keeping you on your toes, you see.
It could help me improve against my mates, so I can turn up one day and absolutely ace them.
Lee is wearing brogues. He's doing this in brogues, yeah? Not sneakers.
At the higher speed, it got quite technical.
There we are. Well done, man. What do you think?
It's amazing.
There you go.
It's the way you can start slow, get used to that, work your way up, and the way it goes from side to side. It's really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, but it can't clear up its own balls, can it? No, and my option is much less messy.
Lee, are you a gamer?
I am, yeah.
I knew it, I could see it in your shoulders. Before you sit down, put on the Subpack M2. Not only does it look dead cool, all right, but it's going to surprise you when you get into Call of Duty. Are you a Call of Duty player?
I am indeed.
He's a man after my own heart, so I just know he's going to love this. The Subpack M2 is basically a wearable subwoofer, so the bass hits of Lee's games will punch him right in the torso.
You can feel that.
You can feel it,
Yeah.
can't you? Isn't that great?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the haptic sonic feedback, the speaker hardware in there, okay, translated into kinetic energy through your spine that should give you a much more visceral connection to the explosive action I'm about to rain down on you, if I can actually find you.
At £360, it's way under budget. And for an extra $280, Lee could also have the seat-mounted Subpack S2, which I'm using.
Boom! Oh, it really does work, man. It really does kick you up the backside, doesn't it?
When your gun shot, you felt every bullet.
Oh!
If you got shot, it was even more intense.
I love it!
When grenade went off, it nearly chucked you off the seat, so it was really, really good.
I'm a big fan of VR, and as you know, in gaming, VR is the big thing this year. And the pack that you're wearing is completely mobile, and the battery will last 6 hours.
Oh, wow.
So you could plug that into your VR helmet and you'd be mobile in the room, getting that visceral feedback that would feel so much more real in a VR context.
Lee may be impressed with the sub packs, but he'll be blown away by my very special games table. Lee, how do you fancy a game of pool?
Sounds good to me. Shall I break?
Go for it.
It just looked like a normal pool table. Really smooth, really nice surface.
Think it would fit in your room?
It would.
Is this a good size for you?
It's a good size.
Okay.
Started playing, thinking, is this it? And then she pulled out the wild card.
And if you pull them towards you, fancy a game of air hockey? The Strikeworth multi-games table flips from pool to air hockey in seconds and comes complete with all the accessories you need for both games.
It's always one of those good games that whenever you see, you've got to play with your friends.
I have a further surprise, is that actually there is another top that comes with it.
You're kidding.
And you have table tennis. Under £400, you've got pool table, air hockey and table tennis.
In one item, to have 3 options was incredible.
So will Lee choose my multi-games table?
My sub-pack gaming vest?
Or my auto-serving ping-pong robot for his man cave?
So, Lee, what about our little sort of collective man cave? Was it to your liking? Did you see anything that inspired you?
I'll tell you what, all 3 were absolutely awesome. Otis with the robot, it was amazing. Really, really good. But I have got friends.
Yeah.
So it's very singular.
Right, okay.
Just
Yeah.
on your own.
All right, do go on.
Yeah.
And with the sub-pack, it just changed his gaming.
There's a but, isn't there, Lee? I can feel it on
It's
your
coming
lips.
on to me, that's why.
And then to the multi-table, the fact that it's 3 games in one, and I can play it with my friends.
Friends are so overrated.
Overrated.
Don't you think? I've always said that.
More importantly, boys, shush now. The verdict is who has won.
Amy has won. The 3-in-1, hands down. I can see it in that man cave. It will look amazing.
I'm really happy for you. Have fun, have some good tournaments. Sorry, guys, I won.
Whatever. Whatever, yeah.
Sore losers? Us? Well, yeah, to be honest. Anyway, before the break, here's the weirdest thing we've seen on Kickstarter this week. The Toasteroid personalizes your toast via an app, allowing you to say hello or I love you via the medium of dough. Who says romance is bread?
Still to come, my incredibly painful race against a Bentley.
Come on, boy.
I learn how to stay safe online from a reformed hacker.
Using the same passwords on every website, so when one website gets hacked, all the other accounts get hacked.
Plus, you and I look at ways that 3D printing could change our lives.
3D printing for human tissue?
Welcome back to the Gadget Show. Next up, John finds out if it's possible to avoid being hacked.
It's estimated that cybercrime cost the UK £34 billion last year. Attacks on companies like Sony, TalkTalk and HSBC prove that even those with huge security budgets find it very difficult to avoid being hacked. So, what chance do us humble individuals have? Well, today I am in rural Essex, where I hope to discover how we can all escape a hack attack. To help me, one of my tech testing colleagues, Daniela, kindly agreed to let us hack her in the name of research. Potentially anyone with an internet connection could be a hacker. In fact, somebody in this cafe just down the road from Daniela's house is at this very moment attempting to steal as much information from her as possible. Mustafa Al-Bassam is an ex-criminal turned good guy. Aged just 18, he received a suspended prison sentence for his role with hacking groups Lulzsec and Anonymous. The FBI, CIA and Sony were just some of his victims. Thankfully, he's now on the side of the security firms that are trying to prevent this kind of crime. What's the sort of typical way in which somebody's hacked?
Almost every single online activity that you do opens you up to a new way of being hacked. So some of the most common ways that people might be hacked, for example, is through using the same passwords on every website. So when one website gets hacked, all the other accounts get hacked.
Intro's over, it was time to get hacking. A quick internet search allowed Mustafa to discover Daniela's passion, her dog Venice.
So I've created this email that says, "Hi Daniela, we've got a potential starring role for Venice in another series. Do you see the attached document?"
Yes, she won't be able to resist that.
Yes.
No.
And it's signed from your name, John Bentley at gadgetshow.co.uk. So hopefully she'll think it's from you.
This process, known as phishing, is the art of tricking people into handing over private credentials or downloading malware onto their computers. Malware is hostile software that can allow hackers to access your machine remotely. In the UK, a staggering 1 in 4 phishing emails is opened.
Oh, I've got an email from John. "Hi Daniela, we've got a potential starring role for Venice in another series. Please see the attached proposal document. Many thanks, John."
Once Daniela opened the attachment Mustafa had sent, her computer would automatically run a piece of software that will allow Mustafa to control her computer via a remote server. Is there normally lots of waiting around in this business? Is it?
There is some waiting. I was scanning the entire US military network, and that took a few days.
She'd fallen for it and opened the email.
She's opened it, yeah. And now, essentially, I have access to her computer. I've started recording her keystrokes, so the next time she logs into the website, I'll be able to see her username and password.
Right, let's log on to Facebook.
I can see her Facebook password.
Oh, right.
So I can see her private messages, for example, with her friends. I can see that she's planning to go camping.
Right. Once they've got into your computer, a skilled hacker could take over many aspects of your life with potentially disastrous consequences. Obviously, we weren't going to do that to Daniela. We just planned to give her a small taste of what's possible.
Oh, there you go. She's used the same password for her email account as her Facebook account. Okay, so now I can reset her eBay password because I have access to her email account. And her email account is linked to her eBay account.
So we can now start buying things on eBay.
Yeah.
And we can buy this 29495 Lotus Exige S Touring. Now that would be an improvement on her current Elise. She'd love that. It's only 29495. We can buy it now.
No, I can't sign into my eBay.
Things had escalated quickly, and Mustafa let Daniela know she was being hacked in a very unsettling way.
Okay, so I can see she's got a webcam on the machine. So I'm going to try to snap a picture from her webcam.
Oh, brilliant. I mean, it's the worst nightmare, isn't it, that somebody's using a webcam without you knowing it. Oh, indeed, that is Daniela.
There's pictures of me on my screen. You've been hacked playing. Are you looking at me? Who are you? Well, it's a good job I've got my clothes on.
It was time to pay Daniela a surprise visit and present her with our discoveries. Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Lovely to see you again. Let me introduce Mustafa. He's been hacking into you for the last 3 hours. And we'd like to come in and show you what we found.
I'm in shock. Come in.
So, we found lots of things out about you. We found you're about to go camping with Mike. We found that you get your chicken breasts from Tesco. And we've seen you buy a dog collar on the internet, so we've been able to get your credit card details, including the security code. Is that correct, do you think? Do you recognise those?
I don't know what to say.
We've also watched you live on your webcam.
I saw something come up on my screen. Is that you looking at me?
Yeah.
But best of all, we've managed to hack into your eBay account, and we bought, well, rather you bought, your next car.
No.
What do you think?
No.
This Exige here, it's about 30 grand. Can you afford that?
It's a beautiful car, but I don't have the funds.
Actually, we didn't click on buy in the end because we thought you probably didn't. But I thought it would be a good replacement for the Elise.
Well, obviously I need to step up the security now because that's not good, is it?
I mean, unfortunately, the bad news is that if somebody's prepared to spend a lot of time and resources to hack you, there's not really much you can do about it. But the good news is that you can take some measures to put them off.
Even with antivirus software, ad blockers and the like, you're still vulnerable unless you also change your security habits. Based on the information we've been given by hackers we've spoken to, here are our top 5 tips. Update your software as soon as possible because updates contain the latest security fixes. Use a # in your password. It's harder for hackers to find this symbol on non-UK keyboards. Use ad block extensions such as uBlock or Ghostery to protect you from malicious software hidden in ads. Use Chrome as your browser. It's regarded as the safest browser thanks to regular updates, and being largely open source, it means many people are working on code to find security issues fast. And use 2-step verification, so you'll get a text or email if somebody else tries to access your account.
And I think that is the overall lesson today, really, is that internet security isn't necessarily about software. It's about changing your attitude.
Hacking is a human versus human thing, so you shouldn't expect the security software to be a silver bullet. It can always be bypassed. So you have to think about your mindset and attitude a bit and be a bit more careful. Otherwise, the security software isn't going to help you much.
Now we're off to Los Angeles, where UA is again going to show us tech which claims to get us fit.
Being fit and healthy has never been more popular, and in recent years, technology has completely changed the way we look after ourselves. Over the course of this series, I'll be showing you how gadgets can help you transform your body and you from couch spud to fitness stud. And so far, I'd examined trackers and how they can improve your fitness. You can just start doing jumping jacks. In the second part, we're going to check out tech which claims to change your diet for the better. And first, Magic Bullet, the Mac Daddies of the blender market, have released their most powerful nutrient extractor yet, the NutriBullet RX. The new NutriBullet RX apparently makes better smoothies that taste great and also are healthy. So I'm going to make this what's called the Bean Queen here. I was making a regular cold smoothie, although this NutriBullet can also knock up a hot soup in 7 minutes. The RX automatically slows down during the blending cycle, a feature Magic Bullet claims will prevent overheating the ingredients and breaking down some of their essential nutrients. And it goes. I'm waiting for it to just slow down. Oh, do you hear that? It geared down, so now it's cooling down. The heat is not building up as much. Okay. You know, the theory is if it looks healthy, it must taste healthy. And when it tastes healthy, I don't know. Okay. That's disgusting. So, kale, banana, and beans are not good in a smoothie. Who knew? But similar health principles are at work in my next food gadget too. But instead of slowing down, this one speeds up. Introducing the NutriJuicer Pro. I'm making what's called a blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, and lime juice. That sounds pretty good. Oh! Hold on. So this machine processes the food at 1/10 of a second, so it doesn't give enough time for heat to build up, which is what causes the breakdown of nutrients. It's like a human against the machine right now. I'm scared for this thing to splatter all over me. Be one with the machine. Be one with the machine. Ooh, that's lovely. All that for one glass, and the carnage afterwards. The cleaning you would have to do, that's a lot of fiber we're wasting right there. So now you've had your fill of healthy drinks, how about some healthy food? Body Chef is an online website where you can order healthy meals. It offers a number of customizable diets to get you losing the love handles without having to slave over a hot pot. Simply select the diet plan you fancy, you can view the menu to see what foods are offered, and customize them to your taste. Click buy and the food will be delivered straight to your door, ready to heat and eat. Healthy isn't all about juicing, of course. A lot of people focus on protein to build muscle, and what better way to get it than with a tasty omelet? Introducing the George Foreman Evolve Grill. It includes an omelet plate, so you can always get cracking omelets every time.
It's just nice and fluffy, just the way we like our omelets. I want to try out this Happy Fork, which is supposed to control the speed at which you're eating your food. Something with eating is that it's not just what we're putting in our bodies, but at the speed that we're putting it in our bodies, because the faster you eat, the more you eat.
And to demonstrate how the fork worked, I needed to wolf down my chow.
Be warned, this is not going to be pretty. I feel like a dog. I vibrated. Thank you. I may stop now. Okay, so that was the speed. I was eating too fast. If I eat at that speed, I'm just going to eat too much food, which is not good for me. So thank you, Happy Fork, for reminding me to do that.
So now there's no excuse for eating unhealthy food. There are lots of techie solutions out there to help you eat yourself fit. Next time, the exercise begins, and we've got some apps to get you started.
This is one of the most popular fitness apps out there.
Okay, almost time for a quick break, but first, here's some tech for those of us who hate parking. The so-called Lydiard wheels are the work of a Canadian chap called William Lydiard. Rollers inside the wheels spin the special tyres, allowing the car to move sideways as well as drive normally. Perfect for those tight city centre parking spaces. If you want to find out more about all of the tech featured in the show, or if you need some gadget help, log on to our wonderful website at channel5.com/gadget show, and you'll find all the info you need.
Still to come, UA and I learn how 3D printing tech is still developing at breakneck speed. Like it. And Jason's at breakneck speed too, with very painful results.
Welcome back to the Gadget Show. Next, it's time for the first part of our Gadget versus the Professional challenge. And Jason's headed off to Gran Canaria to take on a ridiculously tough rival.
This is the brand new Bentley Bentayga, a machine so technologically advanced that its suspension needs its own operating system. And this is what the car is named after. The intimidating Bentayga Rock. It sits smack bang in the middle of Gran Canaria in the Canary Islands and is only accessible by twisty roads or even twistier bike trails.
And that massive hunk of volcanic rock got me thinking of a David versus Goliath challenge. Could I, on a bike with just pedal power, get there quicker than a 4x4 super SUV?
Yes, that's right. Bike versus Bentley. The perfect way to see this beast in action and test the latest bike tech to the max. Driving the car would be Maxime Soulet, whose day job is racing Bentley GT cars.
Maxime, great to meet you. An official Bentley boy. Tell me a little bit about your car.
0 to 60 in 4 seconds, 600 horse.
600 horsepower. Okay, so you normally are competing in the GT series.
Yeah.
How does that horsepower compare to what you'd normally be driving professionally?
Exactly the same.
No.
Yeah.
That's got the same horsepower as the racing car that you drive. Do you know what? That makes me think that maybe we should get started. How are you feeling? You ready to go?
Yeah, let's
All right,
go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay.
The race was on.
See you, mate. Yeah.
And while Maxime was clearly confident,
Bye. Bye.
he'd need to thread the 2.5-ton car around 15 miles of tight mountain roads.
I think he has no chance.
And not only did I have some top-notch bike tech, I had a secret weapon called Bart.
Go, 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 go!
Expert biker Bart knows Gran Canaria's trails better than anyone and had sussed out a shortcut to the rock. Compared to the bendy, circuitous course Maxime would have to take, the direct route Bart had planned for me would cut miles off the distance I needed to cover.
So, the advantage we have is that we're going a much shorter route. The disadvantage is that we don't get to choose our terrain, so we've got to take what these mountains throw at us, which at the moment is a lot of rocks.
But I brought the perfect tools for the job. A Camelback Kudu would not only keep me hydrated, but its integrated back protection promised to help me if I crashed. And my bike was a Boardman FS Pro 650. It boasts a lightweight, triple-butted alloy frame, 20 gears, and 4-piston hydraulic brakes. This award-winning full-suspension mountain bike is over 100 times cheaper than the Bentayga, but it felt brilliant.
I'm loving the feel of the Boardman. Just glides. I'm not used to shock absorbers, other than, you know, the odd mountain bike session that I do. I generally do road bike sessions, and this is really interesting. It's just so smooth.
The Bentley's 8-speed automatic gearbox was blasting Maxime around the roads effortlessly.
Let's put it in sport mode.
But as I hadn't seen him or the film crew since the start, I had no idea if he was ahead. Bart's shortcut had led us to a ridge with a terrifying drop.
Look at it, look at it. I'm trying to give you a shot for my chest here. Look at it. Oh my God. It's incredible. Woo!
It was the last place we'd want an issue. And then, with crushing inevitability...
Are you okay?
Half a puncture.
Oh no. Flat tyre on the edge of a precipice. I mean, seriously, you could base jump from here to the very bottom. It's got to be like 900 metres.
Bart's rear inner tube had been ripped by a rock.
I can't believe this. We were doing so well. The Bentley right now is racing around corners. Feeding the steering wheel through his fingers. Obviously that's a key view to cut to him, you know, having a back massage and aircon.
Changing a tyre in near 40-degree heat was seriously thirsty work.
I'm sure I saw on Bear Grylls that you can chop one of those down and find water in it. I don't need that. I've got this camel pack. In fact, maybe I should use it.
We'd lost around 5 minutes, but I still had no idea if I was ahead or behind. At that point, it could have gone either way. All I knew was that we had to hit the trails hard.
Let's go, bro. Let's do this. Even in all that chaos, I'm still totally blown away by the view. Look at it.
After clearing the ridge, we hit a fast downhill section.
Just the sense of gravity. Just clawing at you, willing you to just sail down here at a speed that would, with these sheer drops and massive rocks, potentially prove fatal is astonishing.
It was the perfect place to make up lost ground. The bike gave me enormous confidence, and I just had to focus on the back of Bart's bike. I was absolutely flying. The trail had opened onto tarmac, and the change of surface caused me to lose control. I'd hit a parked car. It felt like I'd broken my ribs. It seemed the race was over. Find out if I managed to carry on at the end of the show.
Next, me and Yue are in the US and UK, learning how one of the breakthrough technologies of the 21st century is still fast developing.
In just a few years, 3D printing has gone from a space-age concept to a technology you can use at home.
Oh, the actual figure is really solid.
Brand new ways of using it are still being created, and we've been to see two of the most exciting.
Today I'm in Philadelphia to meet with a company that has a 3D printer that doesn't print plastic toys and stuff. It prints human flesh. Ew.
And I'm here at the University of Southampton to see something a lot less gruesome. A team of scientists who are using 3D printing to create the next generation of drones.
First though, welcome to BioBots. They've designed and built what could be the first step to making a synthetic human. A machine that 3D prints human tissue. Danny is the boss.
So what is BioBots?
BioBots builds tools that empower people to design living things. And we're doing it with the goal of eliminating the organ waiting list, curing disease, remediating climate change, and even pushing life to other planets.
So 3D printing for human tissue?
Exactly.
Is
yeah,
that right?
That's really our first product is a 3D bioprinter, and it prints three-dimensional living tissues out of human cells.
Well, Danny and his BioBots team certainly don't lack ambition. They design and build their 3D printers in-house and have developed a revolutionary printing process that uses living cells as the ink. The cells are mixed with a biological material that acts as a kind of glue. And after printing, the end result is a man-made human flesh.
So step number one is acquiring the human cells.
Right.
How are those acquired?
They are actually from the foreskin of a patient.
Foreskin?
Yes. So it's a tissue that would normally be thrown away, but they can isolate the cells from them and grow them up and expand them, and that's what a lot of people will use.
We don't actually do any of that work ourselves, and we use those cells as a way to test our materials. But really what we're doing is building a platform for other people to use different cell types, different cells from different sources, to build more useful and different tissues.
Okay, squeamish viewers are safe for a bit. Over at the University of Southampton, Professor Scanlon is using 3D printers to create relatively complex but low-cost drone aircraft.
In front of us here is an example of it's actually the world's first 3D printed aeroplane that we produced a few years ago. And it's a beautiful illustration of why 3D printing is so spectacular, because this, using any other technology, would be incredibly hard to make.
3D printing allowed the plane to be created with complex features like the bracing structure and fiddly sockets built in. Traditional manufacturing would have required these to be made separately, adding time and complexity.
So this was literally printed in the printer. So the hinge actually goes through this, so it's something we haven't made subsequently. We printed this in place.
As well as saving time, 3D printing can save money. Professor Scanlon's bigger aircraft was a perfect example. Oh wow. Twin engine. Go on, how much?
Well, if I made this part out of carbon fibre, probably be £10,000, right, including all the tooling and all the bits and pieces. Whereas this is just a few £100.
I like it. Next, I'd been asked to take some 3D printed parts to an airfield where another drone was being tested. Well, shall we deliver these?
Yes.
Yeah, we don't want craft falling out of the sky because they've got missing components.
But But more of that in a bit, because I was about to see my 3D printer in action too.
All right, so today we're going to be printing an ear, and here you can see sort of a 3D file of what the ear would look like, and if I can sort of drag around and show you that it's actually flat so that it'll lay on the Petri dish nicely.
Usually the printing would take place in a sterile environment so that the human cells don't get spoiled, but as this ear wasn't going to be used, it didn't matter.
And who would be the end user of something like this right now?
Right now, it's a lot of research institutions that are kind of using this to test drugs or other types of tissue engineering, but we're hoping that it could also be like pharmaceutical companies or even, you know, your local hospital eventually where they can print you an organ for you right there.
And then, just 25 minutes later, the surprisingly simple looking process was over.
That's it.
Yeah,
it's
so our
done.
print's done. I can go ahead and pull it out here.
It's like a little baby ear.
Yeah. But from here, what would happen is we would take this and it would incubate, and in that process, we would monitor it over the incubation period to make sure the cells were growing right and to make sure that the cells were getting all the nutrients they needed and they continued to grow at a rate that would sort of cause us to create living tissue.
And keep it living.
Keep it living, yeah, exactly.
Well, you guys heard it here first.
Yeah.
You can now create your own body parts if you're not happy with your own right now.
Yep.
But again, lots of medical uses for this.
Definitely,
and the world is your oyster. So much you can do.
Exactly.
Back in Southampton, I was delivering some freshly printed parts to another of Professor Scanlon's 3D printed drones. Got a delivery for you. This is from Professor Jim Scanlon.
Okay, thank you very much.
6 3D printed pieces. Would you mind telling me what they're for, where they're going to go?
They are end caps for carbon fiber rods, and we are going to mount them on the plane.
This easy production and fitting together of new parts is another benefit of 3D printing. The bulk of today's flights were for the testing of various communication devices, with the team streaming data live from the plane to their control center.
Confirm the cameras are on, over.
The plane's takeoff was controlled by a pilot, but after that it flew autonomously using GPS to navigate between set points. What are you hoping to use all of this technology and the plane for? What will its application be?
What we want to do is to carry scientific sensors. That could be camera, that could be LiDARs. The other possible application is for police forces or coast guards.
Being able to produce a new breed of cheap, almost disposable aircraft opens up a world of possible uses, not just in civilian life, but in the military too.
And with such exciting advances in human tissue too, it's clear 3D printing is here to stay. And the best bit is, we've barely scratched the surface of how it will change our lives and our bodies for the better.
Right, now it's time to give away some tech, and this is the biggest prize fund ever in the history of the Gadget Show.
Shall I tell him?
Go on.
Yeah, it's worth a whopping £48,600. Are you with us? Yeah? All right, let's do this thing.
You could win an iPhone 7, an Apple Watch, a Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge, a Fitbit Blaze, and a GoPro Hero 4 with remote and memory card.
A Canon EOS 80D DSLR camera with lens, a Nikon rugged camera plus SD cards for them both, an Epson photo printer, the new HTC Vive virtual reality kit, a PS4, an Xbox One with Kinect, and a Nintendo 3DS XL, and games for all the consoles. Plus an Alienware Area 51 gaming PC with 28-inch 4K monitor, gaming keyboard and multimedia speaker system.
A Smeg fridge freezer, a smart kettle, a DeLonghi Nespresso coffee machine, a NutriBullet juicer and food mixer, a Dyson cordless vacuum, and a wireless smart thermostat with installation.
A giant mountain bike, a giant road bike, a folding bike, a Garmin bike computer, bike lights and helmet, an indoor bike trainer, plus a Nordic Track treadmill with an iFit membership.
membership.
A Sonos surround sound system with soundbar speakers and a sub. A Roberts DAB radio with Spotify Connect and a 12-month Spotify Premium subscription. A set of mini-rig Bluetooth speakers, a pair of Bose noise-cancelling headphones, and a pair of Sennheiser wireless headphones.
A Microsoft Surface Book, an Apple MacBook Air, an Apple iPad Pro, an Apple Pencil and Keyboard, and 250 quid's worth of iTunes vouchers.
A top-of-the-range toolkit, a rugged DAB radio, a barbecue with Essential Barbecue Toolkit, and a Husqvarna lawnmower.
Panasonic 50 and 40-inch 4K smart TVs with a wireless keyboard and a Dolby Atmos surround sound system, Freeview Play and Now TV boxes, an Amazon Fire TV with 4K Ultra HD and a gift code for Amazon Prime membership, an Epson home cinema projector, a 3D printer, and 1 month self-storage to put all your prizes in.
Finally, as an extra special sweetener, we're giving away a brand new car. Yep, that's right, a brand new Smart 4 2 crammed full of tech, including ease in-car Wi-Fi, could be yours too.
It's an immense prize fund stuffed to the rafters with gadgety goodness, all worth a staggering £48,600.
To be in with a chance of winning, all you have to do is text Gadget to 85555 or call 0902 0555 255. Or post your name and contact phone number to The Gadget Show 2401. P.O. Box 7557, Derby, DE10NP.
Texts cost £2 plus one message at standard network rate. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen and 3 working days later for postal entries. For rules, go to channel5.com/win and we'll repeat this information again at the end of the show.
After the break, it's the conclusion to Jason's race against a Bentley. Can he dust himself off and carry on?
Welcome back to The Gadget Show, where it's time to return to Gran Canaria and the finale of Jason's bike versus Bentley race. Is he even able to finish?
I was competing against Bentley boy Maxime Soulet in a race to the Rock Bentayga. With me on a bike and him in Bentley's new tech-filled super SUV. I'd started to make up lost ground after a puncture when I smashed into a parked car. The Mini was badly damaged, and while my ribs were killing me, I was desperate to make up time, so persuaded our nurse to let me finish. Look, I'm not going to pretend that didn't hurt. It hurt a lot. Anyway, I'm now ditching the mountain bike and I'm moving on to my next secret weapon. It's a cyclocross bike. The idea is that the terrain now is still a little bit off-road, a little bit sort of soily, dirty, but quite a bit tarmac. And a cyclocross bike is perfectly engineered for that kind of environment. I hit the road, still hoping for a win, because for all I knew, Maxime may have had an issue too, and he clearly had no idea what had happened to me.
Check if I can see him, if I open the sunroof, maybe he comes flying over or something. No, I'm still good.
My cyclocross bike was in fact gliding over the tarmac. This type of bike combines the light weight of a road racer with more rugged brakes and tyres. My Boardman CXR 9.8 also had gears that shift electronically, and they were proving a lifesaver on the agonising climb to the Rock.
You know what? The microsecond I get advantage changing my gears using Di2 electronic shifters is so much appreciated. I just want every advantage I can take, even pushing into a gear is mildly painful.
I settled into a gruelling mountain climb in 40-degree heat, while Maxime was in his air-conditioned 600 brake horsepower cocoon. He was comfy too, thanks to an electronic suspension that adjusts itself to ensure maximum stability, even through rough, twisty roads. But it couldn't do anything about the traffic.
I'm gonna lose some time.
The local dawdlers were doing me a massive favour. But I still had no idea whether he was behind or ahead of me. I had 2 miles to go and could barely pedal at a walking pace. I was waiting for Maxime to just power past me and take the victory. But corner after corner, he never came. This meant he'd either had an even bigger accident than me, or he was already in front. My only option was to power ahead and find out.
I'm burying myself here. Burying myself into the bike. I don't have any more. I can keep going like a ghost, but there's no flourishes to the finish here.
I slogged on for another mile.
There's just no respite. There's no relief.
I began my final approach, praying that there wasn't a Bentley and a smug racing driver already there. And then...
Oh no! Maxine!
Come on!
Are you kidding me, man?
Damn.
Yeah, but the race was to the rock, brother! The race was to the rock! Here's the pass to the rock, my man! Come on!
What should I do?
Oh yeah. Come on, boy. Keep on pushing.
Cyclocross racing involves carrying your bike across parts of the course.
Come on, boy. Oh yeah.
So while Maxime and the car were stuck in the car park, that's what I was going to do, to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. After all, I'd been through too much just to throw in the towel.
Yes! This is it! This is where the track ends. There's the rock. I'm told this is the summit. We may have had a puncture. I might have broken a car. I might have probably broken a rib. But I get the moral victory. Oh. Can I have a helicopter down, please?
It had been a brutal day's work. There's no doubting the Bentega's ability to power over almost anything in front of it. But I reckon my bikes, especially the light, tough, all-terrain CX 9.8, were the real heroes.
Sorry.
Oh, and I should apologise to these two for crashing into their hire car.
Sorry about that.
Awkward. Next time on the Gadget Show, Amy and I use gadgets to pamper a prized poodle. Here we go, just pair clippers, yeah, gonna use these. John and some superheroes test HDR TVs.
You give me your best expression, please. Ha!
And holograms like you've never seen them before. Iron Man. Right, that's your lot. But if you want to watch the show again or catch up on any others, head over to our on-demand service, My5. But before you go, don't miss your chance to get your hands on the biggest ever gadget giveaway worth an eye-watering £48,600, including a brand new Smart 4.2.
To enter, all you have to do is text Gadget to 85555 or call 0902 0555 255 or post your name and contact phone number to The Gadget Show 2401, PO Box 7557, Derby DE10NP.
Texts cost £2 plus one message at standard network rate. Calls cost £2 plus your network access charge. Lines close at midday on the date shown on screen and 3 working days later for postal entries. For rules, go to channel5.com/win. Laters and good luck.
Laters, here on Channel 5, it's more than just an icon of London, it's a work of genius. This week, Britain's greatest bridge is Tower Bridge. Get a peek inside at 9, and if you're going to drive over it as it's opening, you'll need one of the futuristic cars that made Britain great. And movie fans will love the DeLorean. But will there be a skateboard attached? Find out in just a tick.